Hello, my lovely friends. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna hang out here for a second as I get my D20s ready. Today's stream is gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna be as long as usual, as I have a lunch thing, really late lunch thing to go to. But that's at like 3:30 my time, and it is currently 12:30. So I got a little bit of time. I get a little bit of time to spend writing with you guys. But welcome to the stream, my friends. What are we all going to be getting up to today? What are we going to be reading and writing? I am hopefully going to make some kind of progress on Project Dragon. I don't know. I'm battling a little bit of a headache right now, so we're going to see how well I do. Project Dragon. There she is. But hello, Megan. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. But yes, let me know what you guys are going to be working on today. I'm going to get the timer set up. Whew. I think why I'm so tired and battling a headache today is because the world outside is disgusting and dreary, and it has been for like 2 days. And yesterday I woke up with a pressure headache and I couldn't get rid of it. And today it's back. I think the world is just trying to hate me. It's just trying to hate me today. Reading and editing book 1. Very exciting. So it's like a second draft, sort of, or further draft. Further draft of some kind. Very fun. Very, very fun. I'm going to be fast drafting, so we shall see how things go today. But anyways, let's oh, I hate that this is mirrored. Oh, I hate that it is mirrored. Ooh, your 7th draft. Hell yeah. So it's just polishing and making it amazing. We love that stage of books. I love that. Awesome. Hello, Lex. Welcome to the stream. All right, my friends, do we want to get started with a little bit of a warm-up sprint so we can kind of get into the groove of things? Because I'm here for it. I'm going to roll. Oh, God. I need to drink more coffee. Oh, goodness me. How does a 14-minute warm-up sprint sound, my friends? Lex is working on character sheets. Heck yeah. I love character sheets. I love working with characters. It's one of my favorite things, truly, because it's so fun to get into their heads and like really deep dive into who they are as a person and like everything they like. So anyways, we're going to do a 14-minute sprint. Let me pull up the Google Chrome thing. 14 minutes is going to get us into the groove of it. It's going to get us into, the groove of everything. And she's going to be good. All right, my friends. Happy Saturday. Let's get sprinting. Start. All right, my lovely friends, that is the end of that. How did we all do? How are we all feeling? First sprint on a Saturday. I am currently rereading my prologue, which is one of the best bits of writing that I think I've done so far for this project, which is very exciting. Also because I totally forgot, but tonight I have the my friends and I's writing salon due date is tonight, where we have to actually submit our writing tonight, which is very exciting. And then next week is the day that we're actually meeting for it. So all very exciting and fun. And I totally forgot that was this week. But I'm rereading it, just making little tweaks. And that's what I was reading out loud. If you guys were watching me, I was reading it out loud because it works better. It's a good way to edit your shit when you want it to flow really nicely. So, yay. But how did you guys all do? 14 minutes in. Hello, Phoebe. Welcome to the stream. Oh my God, you're reading Legends and Lattes. I love Legends and Lattes. How are you enjoying it so far? With chocolate too? Exceptional choice of food to go with it. Working on chapter 5. Amazing. So far, so good. Finished main character sheet and read 5 pages of Romancing the Duke. Very nice. I love it, Lex. What a good way to spend a Saturday. But yeah, if any of y'all who are writing ever want to share a line that you particularly like from what you have just written, I would love to hear it. I don't know. I love this entire prologue, so if I could, I would just read it to you, but I'm still not done reading it, and I was reading it that entire sprint, so that would take me 20 minutes to read out loud to you guys because it's 2,000 words. But I'm going to see if I can find a good little quote. Okay. I'll do this. The standard issue sword began to change in the god's hands. It twisted and grew, widening the wound in Akkard's shoulder. He thought he would pass out from the pain, but something was keeping him conscious. Perhaps it was the god himself, keeping him awake until the deal was properly struck. The blade now looked as though it was made of shadow and ice, the metal surface gleaming darkly. For a moment, Akkard saw his own reflection along the length of it, shining back at him as a king, rather than a soldier dying covered in mud. I will do anything you ask, Akkard wheezed, feeling as though he could not draw breath any further. I want it all. That was... I love this prologue so much. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I'm going to finish reading it in the next sprint and then probably jump back into one of my other points of views and see what I can get written. I should take the banner off, shouldn't I? Because we're no longer in our first sprint. I guess. Oh, I love it. Are any of you guys participating in Camp NaNoWriMo? If you are, how are your goals doing? Oh my God, Thimble is my favorite. I just absolutely adore him. I love it. Oh, I 100% have to plan. I know I am such a planner, but then there are still things and moments just moments that I know that come out of nowhere. I don't know where they come from whether I've planned so much that I just kind of know what my story is going to do. But yeah, they sometimes surprise me, the moments that I don't actually have planned out. But yes, I have this entire story brainstormed scene by scene by scene by scene, or at least moments and where things are going. Not necessarily scene by scene, but I have a lot of scenes planned out, brainstormed and ready to go for this project, which is great. So it does help a lot because then it's actually things that I know where I'm going and what I have next. So yeah, do you guys plan or pants your way through life? This is a good question. I am a heavy outliner. I'm surprised that this project, Project Dragon, which I'm currently working on, has not been fully outlined. I haven't thrown my scene beats into like a beat sheet. It's just like a list of like this happens and then this happens and then this happens and then this happens and I want a scene where they do this, or like I want this specific image in here, like that kind of stuff. I have it all on this like absolutely chaotic word sheet. And then in Scrivener, because you can do that like corkboard view of your scenes in a folder. I've done that where I've now like filled out each corkboard with like a scene kind of a thing as things go through. So I've got it. I guess you could call that outlining in a way. It's like a rough outline, very, very rough. So yeah, that's what I do. What do you guys do? I'm very curious. Yes. I think one of my early like work in progresses, I've always been like a planner. Like I've always needed to know kind of where I was going. Otherwise I would stop at like 30,000 words in, and then just have nowhere else to go because I didn't know where I wanted to go. My main rule now is that I can have a story idea and I can have lots of scenes brainstormed and like the world built and like characters built and whatever. But I cannot start writing until I have an ending. I need to know where things are going to end for whatever story I'm doing, or in this particular case, because I'm working with 3 main POVs, I need to know where each of their storylines end in the first book, which is halfway through the story, because it was originally going to be a standalone book. But now that I've like planned it, I'm like, no, this has got to be 2 books because there's too much story here for just 1 book. So I need an ending before I can actually start writing, which is very exciting. Oh, that's exciting. I have a book that I'm writing just as I go. Yeah. I think there's something to say about letting yourself discover the story, but I can't do that. I really can't. There's so many people out there who just discovery write, and I'm like, how? How do you do this? Because I fear that I would write myself into a corner and not know how to get out of it. Like so many very popular fantasy authors have done. Like I'm just like, how would you do this unless you knew exactly how you were going to end the story as a whole? Especially epic fantasy series. Like you got to know where you're going. You got to know at least a goal far off into the future that can change, but you got to have something, I don't know. Planning, plotting is wild. I don't know. Anyways, my guys, let's do another sprint. I'm gonna roll 2d20s, and we're gonna see. Wow, that was 9. We're gonna. Okay. Wow, that brings us directly to 30 minutes. So we're gonna do a 30-minute sprint. Is that 30 minutes, or am I just losing my mind? Yeah, I'm losing my mind. That's 22 minutes. 22-minute sprint. I completely mathed wrong. We're going to do 22 minutes. Reset. Why aren't you letting me know? There we go. 22-minute sprint instead, because apparently my brain is just not here today for our second sprint. But anyways, my friends, enjoy. I will see you in 22 minutes. Sprint. All right, my lovely friends. That be the end of the second sprint. How do we feel? How are we doing? I managed to write 169 words. And also, what did I do first? What did I do first? Oh, yeah, I continued just the little section of the prologue that I had left, and then I copied it and threw it into a Google Doc and went through it just to catch any of the Google typos that Google catches all the time, and then sent it to my friends in the Discord because then it's out of my hands for the writing group that I'm in. So very fun. I'm excited for them to read it because they've been asking for a point of view from that guy's from that character specifically. They've been wanting to know a little bit more about him, which I find interesting because he's not like a big point of view character. He's just a very important character in like the background. He'd be the catalyst for everything. Woohoo! Megan, you're zooming along. I love it. Just zooming through those chapters. Just finished chapter 14 of Legends and Lattes. I love it. Oh my god. I lent my book to my friend and like she hasn't read it yet. And I'm just like sitting on the sidelines like read it because I want it back. I want to hold it again. I just want to hold it again. Maybe even read it again because God, it was so good. But yeah, Legends and Lattes. Oh, what a good book. Ooh. It's exactly like the comfy slice of life fantasy that I want to do. I originally last night I was thinking about like what I was going to do during this live stream, and I kind of thought like, oh, what if I actually start working on my project Second Story, which is the long, it's the cozy fantasy that I was planning on doing. Wow, I'm really out of it today. Cozy fantasy series that I want to do. But my brain is not here today, so we'll have to see when I start that. Because I have the plan of like what's going to happen in the first story. I wrote a synopsis for it, so I know what it is. I just actually have to write it, which is very exciting. I have to like plan the little area that they're in and actually start writing it. So soon. But then I ended up diving into a previous chapter that I have written and like just kind of adding a couple things here and there, which is how I got the 169 words. I'm trying to decide where I want to focus myself next. If I want to go into an Izzy chapter, probably not, because the next Izzy chapter I have to write is like her first real vision, which is, kind of difficult. kind of difficult because I got to figure out exactly what she sees and what she says as well in that scene, because she is going to not realize that she's also speaking out loud, which is, she's actually doing prophecy. And I got to figure out like some more stuff about Izzy, but she's my cute little 9-year-old. Oh yeah, 100%. It's so lovely. I cannot wait because Travis Baldry now has a contract with Tor. I cannot wait to get my hands on a hard copy of that book. I want it so bad. Like I saw he put up like a TikTok or something of him having like tested out a hardback of it. And it's so beautiful. I screamed and I was like, Travis, please. Where can I get where can I throw my money at to get myself a hardback copy of this book? Because it's like my favorite. I love it so much. It's my favorite read of the year so far, which is just insane. And it probably will remain my favorite read of the year. God, I love that book so much. Cozy fantasy. What a time. What a time to be alive. Actually, this week coming up Friday, I'm going to have a reading vlog going up on my channel that is all about cozy fantasy reads. So part one. So, ooh, got stuck outlining your novel. Well, where did you get stuck? Maybe we can help you with it. Because my brain loves that kind of stuff. I always need to know like where I want my characters to end up, or in the case of Project Dragon, I need to know what image is the last image of my book, or like kind of where I want each of the characters to end up at the end of this narrative. And then I kind of just go from there. I'm like, okay, well, I know where I want to end up. Now I have to get there. So if you don't know a certain beat, if you're trying to go in order, go out of order. Try and see if you can like figure out like other things around and then see if that helps you connect the dots backwards. Try it. It's interesting. I don't know what's going on with my hair today. Nope, this way. We don't know what's going on. But yeah, this is I'm really out of it today. Wow. The coffee's not kicking in yet. Come on, coffee, you gotta kick in. You gotta do your work. Yeah, I think in this next sprint, I'm gonna be sticking with my main girl, Maeve. See what I can do with her next. Maybe going back to Gem. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna kind of be tinkering with my story today. I don't really have any big word count goals for today. I originally wanted to get, I had like 2 goals for Cat NaNoWriMo, unofficially, because I'm not officially participating. But my first goal was to hit 30,000 words in this draft, which I did. I did that within like the first weekend of April. And then my second goal was to hit 40K, which I am currently less than 7,000 words away from. I probably won't hit it this before the end of April, but like I'm close. I'm close. I'm pretty close to it, but who the hell knows what I'm going to do today, how many words I'm going to get written, because my brain is very foggy today, which is not good, but that's okay. Sometimes Saturdays are just not it. I think it's the weather. I think it's the weather. It's really messing with me today, which is why I'm wearing my bright yellow sweater so that I can like counteract the gloom. Counteracting the gloom. Anyway, speaking of more writing, let's sprint again. All right. Wow. I'm going to re-roll that nat 1 because that's terrible. Okay. Let's do 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. It's another 22-minute sprint. Just I rolled different numbers. I'm going to roll one more. So we can either do 22 minutes or 32 minutes. Which one would you guys rather do? 22 or 32? You guys let me know. 22 minutes or 32 minutes. It is up to you guys. I rerolled that nat 1 and got a 18. Man, these dice are well balanced. Ooh, we got to vote for 32. Anyone else want to chime in, or are we good with 32 minutes? I'm going to set up the timer. What do you guys prefer? I'm okay with a long one. I'm okay with a long one. Yeah, why not do a long one? We're going to do 32 minutes. Because I say so. All right, my friends. One more long sprint at least, and then we'll see where we get to at the end of that. But, my friends, I will see you in 32 minutes. Sprint! friends. That brings us to the end of that sprint. How are we all doing? That surprised me. I thought we had more time. But I'm now sitting at 874 words. Very nice, very nice. Love to see it. I've just been adding more to a previous chapter. I needed to actually flesh out a part of it. Like I had left like a, in brackets, description of kitchen because I didn't get around to it the first time. So I ended up doing that this sprint and continuing just a little bit of like reading through this chapter and adding a little bit here and there just to make it like properly, fleshed out. But it's good. I'm enjoying it. Added a little bit of a conversation between two characters about something that's just going on in the sanctuary. So it's not all focused on what they're doing. So that's good. And I don't really know if I have a good quote to share with you. But how are you guys doing? Megan finished chapter 6 and is now on to chapter 7. Hell yeah, Megan, you're just cruising along. I love it. Let me see if I can find a good quote. Mumsy. What was that? Oh, my watch is just vibrating all over the place. Yeah, I don't really know, because this was written a little while ago, so I don't really have a lot of things to share. Do you guys have any sentences that you'd like to share with me or moments from your writing that you want to share on this lovely live stream? I think I shared this one previously, but I quite like it. Previously, like in a different stream when I actually wrote this scene originally. But two of my characters, Maeve and Ira, have come up to this dragon whose name is Indes, and they like come up to her, and this is the first like vision they have of her, which I quite like. They found the large amethyst dragon resting on her favorite perch, staring down at the village of Ardnablan with her head resting on a broken slice of a mountain peak. The weak morning sun twinkled along her back scales, flashing and winking as her large body breathed in and out. Maeve's eyes traveled down Indes's body, taking in the strange pattern of scales along the dragon's back that slowly turned into hard leather that wrapped under her belly. Out of all the dragons here in the sanctuary, Indes was the only one that had such a combination. Dragons appeared to be one or the other, not both scaled and leathery. Indes turned her angular head toward Maeve and Ira as they came up, a slow spiral of translucent purple smoke trailing up along the hard ridges that formed her nostrils. Her glittering gem-like eyes blinked slowly before she let out a low rumble of hello, the tip of her leathery tail that ended in a fluffy tip flicking back and forth calmly along the mountain face behind her. So, I love dragons, and I love describing my dragons. And one of my friends actually in my writing group, when I had given them the first scene of dragony bits that's in my story, when I had given them that to look over, one of them was like, it would be really cool if you described your dragons as like gems, like gemstones. Like give them each a gemstone kind of a color as the description. And I'm like, that is absolutely brilliant. I'm taking that and I'm stealing it. So with my, I think there's one dragon that I don't do that with. It's a little bottle green, which is like, that like vintage green glass bottle of pop or like beer or whatever that used to be a thing. He's that color, which I think is pretty fun to describe him as. And he's described as a bottle green the whole time because he doesn't actually have a name. He's too little to actually properly communicate with the people there. So he's just referred to as the bottle green. But there's a few others that actually have names. And the ancient dragon, the red ancient dragon, is Garnet. I think I described her as a garnet dragon, like blood red deep, deep red, almost black in some lights, that kind of a garnet. And then there's a white dragon that they come across, and she's described as a Celestine dragon because Celestine is like a bluey white gem. And of course, Indes is amethyst. So it's interesting to really run with the gemstone stuff. I like it. It's fun. And I have like a list on my Pinterest that just like a chart of gemstones, which is very fun. Yes! Oh my god, I'm so amped. I really hope it matches like the spine of Priory really well because I've already pre-ordered it. It's like a $46 hardback, which is so much money. But with my like discount at my bookstore that I get, because I'm like a Plum Plus member, I think it came to like 30 something, which is still ridiculous for a hardback. But you know what? It's Samantha Shannon. I am ready for it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite fantasy books. I need to reread this. And it's like, I think it's 1,000 pages in her like Word document that she has. So she doesn't know how many typeset pages it's going to be because they don't match, you know? But it's like 300,000 words. So you know it's going to be a beefy boy like our man Brando Sando here with his like 500,000 words that he does all the time. I am so excited. Like, oh man, I saw a TikTok yesterday when I was scrolling through TikTok, and it was like this one girl who had read Priory 5 times, and she was speculating on like the storyline that we were going to get for that book, because she says we know what happens to Glorian, that one of the characters in the book, because of her like history that's mentioned in this one. And Glorian is one of the characters, and she's 17 years old during the book that Samantha's releasing in 2023. And like the timeline that we go through apparently is like the timeline when Sabran the Sixth dies in like 511 or something. So she was like speculating on all the stuff we were gonna get. I'm like, oh my god, this is so exciting. I'm so excited to see what kind of a story we get. Yes, I'm amped. If you couldn't tell. Oh man, I've already pre-ordered it, and I've already pre-ordered Hannah Long's next book, Barrow of Winter, because it's coming out in January 2023 as well. So those are my 2 January books of next year that I'm going to get. I'm very excited. 2023 doesn't feel real, but I'm excited for the books that we're going to get. What is it? A Day of Fallen Night? I think that's what it's called. That title doesn't stick in my head as well as Priory of the Orange Tree. A Day of Fallen Night doesn't stick as well in my brain, which is interesting. But yes, my friends, how are you all doing with your projects and with what you're reading and with what you're doing? I think we might be able to squeeze in one more sprint today before I have to leave. Or at least get ready to leave. So let's see. I'm going to roll my dice. We'll see how long of a sprint we can get. That was lame. All right, so that's 20 minutes. We can either do 20 or 28 minutes. What would you guys like to do for our final sprint of the stream? We can either do 20 minutes or we can do 28 minutes. Oh, you can tell it's raining today. My hair is being absolutely atrociously awful. Oh, I'm going to have to pin it before I leave. Oh, that's awful. You can tell it's raining. It is so gloomy out. This is the kind of weather where I just want to sit on my couch and read. Read and write. But alas, I have to leave my place and go into the rain. Ugh. Not looking forward to leaving. It's like really raining, and it's dark out too. I woke up at like 9, and I'm like, oh my god, it's got to be like 6 in the morning. It's so dark out. Nope, it was 9. All right, we got one vote for 28. Let's do our last sprint of the day, of the stream. We're gonna do 28 minutes. 28 minutes. Let me bring up our last minute ticker. All right, my friends. Good luck. I'll see you in about 30 minutes. Sprint. my lovely friends, that is the end of that. How do we feel coming to the end of this stream, of the sprint of everything else? I'm sitting at 922 words written for today, which is fine because I'm just rereading some of my old stuff. I'm not actually drafting. I'm rereading and like adding bits here and there. So not a whole lot added in that last stream, but that is okay. Sometimes we need days like this where we just kind of tinker in our stories. But yes, I managed to read through most of what I have previously written for this one character, so that's good. Kind of added things here and there. I needed to go back and make it very clear that my character has white hair, because I totally forgot the descriptor of her until I got to this part that I'm rereading, where she's looking at a god, and her god has the same white hair as her. Like, that's what the god chose to look like as she was approaching Maeve. So I had to go back and make it very clear that Maeve has white hair. I needed to do that, which is fun. But yeah, almost 1,000 words written for today. I'm happy with that amount. I'm glad you guys could come and hang out with me. Megan got 3 chapters done. Heck yeah. Started chapter 8. Amazing. You're zooming, Megan. Zooming. Had a great time when we're halfway. I love it. Oh my gosh. I hope you really enjoy the rest of it, Phoebe. Oh my gosh. I need to reread that book. I'm looking outside right now and it is absolutely pouring rain right now. I really don't want to leave my house. It's going to be so gross. Oh, it's going to be rainy. But I am going to a bookstore, so it's like the second best place you can be when it's raining. Anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me on this Saturday, on this gloomy, gloomy Saturday. I hope to see you again. I'm not sure what next week's schedule will look like because I know I have my writing salon with my friends next Saturday, so I might have to miss Saturday stream, but I might do one on Sunday. We shall see. Make sure to follow me on my socials because that's where I will announce a stream and like what time and stuff like that. So, but thank you very much for hanging out with me. Yes, we love book shopping. We very much do. I don't need any more, as is evidenced by my background, but I'm very excited to go pick up a book. I don't know which book I'm going to pick. It's going to be one of those days where I just let myself browse. So amazing. But anyways, my friends, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you in another video very soon and in another live stream very soon. Have a great rest of your Saturdays.